A new Galaxy Note always represents the very best of Samsung's smartphone technology in any particular year. And with less than a month to go before the launch of the Note 10, it's time to catch up on everything we know about these new flagships. So let's dive in. First of all, the Galaxy Note 10 will launch at an event in New York City on August 7th, and if the timings play out as expected, that means you can expect the phones to go on sale towards the end of that month. The teaser image for the Note 10 event pretty much confirms one of the device's more controversial design points. That's the centrally located Cyclops-style hole-punch selfie camera. And that's corroborated by the first render leaks of the phones given to us by reliable leakers Evan Blass and Ishan Agarwal. These leaks also reconfirm the fact that we're due at least 3 Galaxy Note 10 models this year. From Evan Blass, we're told to expect a Note 10, a Note 10 Plus, and a Note 10 5G, with the 5G version likely based on the plus-sized variant. A good way to look at the two new sizes is this. With the standard Note 10, you're likely getting something of the same display size as the previous Note 8 or Note 9, only with the bezels chopped away, whereas with the Note 10 Plus, you're likely getting the same physical footprint as those phones, only with extra space filled out by screen. Having multiple SKUs for the first time also lets Samsung be more nimble in challenging Chinese rivals like Huawei, who tend to push out both standard and Plus or Pro variants of all of their devices. It also frees them up to go a bit wild at the high end, with the standard price for the Note 10 Plus and Note 10 5G sure to be far north of $1,000 US. In at least one country, we know there'll be spec changes besides the screen size alone, expected to be 6.28 inches for the Note 10 and around 6.75 inches for the Note 10 Plus. Chinese leaker Ice Universe tells us the Note 10 will start with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage in China, while the Note 10 Plus will boast an enormous 12 gigs of RAM and a half terabyte of storage in addition to 5G capabilities. Unclear, of course, whether this will carry over to less spec-sensitive markets like the US. Faster UFS 3 storage is said to be a lock for the new models though. That's the same faster flash memory used in the OnePlus 7 Pro and the Galaxy Fold. And as for other hardware specs, they're expected to fall broadly in line with what we saw in the Galaxy S10 series, so Samsung's own Exynos 9820 or Qualcomm's Snapdragon 855. It's possible we may see the newly announced 855 Plus, but the timing seems a bit tight for these phones if they're going to be shipping by the end of August. And battery size is another big question mark, with various numbers between 4100 mAh and 4500 mAh floating around in unconfirmed reports, without any clarity on whether these numbers apply to the Note 10 or the Plus. A bigger battery is certainly due, especially with the Galaxy S10 5G boasting a hefty 4500 mAh cell itself. Charging speeds are set for a significant upgrade though, with reliable leakers pointing to a 25-watt charger in the box and an optional 45-watt brick being available as a separate purchase. And that would put the Note 10 in the same league as Huawei, which has 40-watt chargers in the box for its current phones and will be pushing 45 watts with its Mate X foldable. It'd be the first time Samsung's really pushed ahead with fast charging since 2016's Note 7 debacle, which is significant in itself. Current Samsung phones are capped at 18 watts by USB PD or Qualcomm Quick Charge 2. The Galaxy Note's trademark feature, the S Pen, will of course return too, almost certainly with the same Bluetooth enhancements that we saw in the Note 9. It's unclear at this stage though which improvements might have been made in the latest generation of Samsung's smart stylus. There have been rumours that Samsung would jump on board the ultra zoom bandwagon, matching the Huawei P30 Pro and Oppo Reno with their insane telephoto capabilities, but recent leaks however pointed to more conservative camera upgrades. There'll be an intermediate aperture level for the main camera apparently, which should add an f1.8 mode to the existing f1.5 and f2.4 options. Meanwhile, there's little to suggest that telephoto or ultra-wide cameras will be significantly different to what the S10 series offers. Software processing, however, may well get an upgrade. Ice Universe says that Samsung will follow suit with the Note 9, taking similar camera hardware and augmenting it with superior software. According to that same leaker, there's also the promise of a new technical feature in the camera, though the main camera sensor itself will be the same as the S10. We'll have to wait for the Galaxy S11 to see the next generation of Samsung's imaging sensors. The Note line has always represented Samsung's most expensive, most premium line of smartphones, although that perhaps has now been superseded by the currently in limbo Galaxy Fold. Nevertheless, expect hefty price tags when the Note 10 arrives, with tipster Roland Quant claiming that the Galaxy Note 10 will start at €999 in the Eurozone, while the Note 10 Plus will retail for $1149. That's a lot of cash, but the Note has always been a super premium device. The question remains though, with fierce competition arriving later in the fall, can Samsung's new flagships hold their own? That's it for now. Stay tuned for our future Note coverage and subscribe so you don't miss everything we do here at Android Central. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.